Good morning, folks. We are still here on our vacation in Tennessee, staying with our friends. We're having Thanksgiving with them, and I'm on pie duty. We're going to make a couple pies. If you want to come along, stick around. I'm an early riser, so I'm up here in my friend's kitchen earlier than everybody else. So I'm going to go ahead and get these pies done. We're going to make a banana cream pie and a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving today. So let's get her done. So first thing I'm doing, I'm getting my pie plates ready. These are 8-inch pie plates. I would normally use 9, but I got to work with what I got. So we've got our 2 pie plates. One of them is going to be a baked crust for the banana cream pie. We got to pre-bake the crust. The pumpkin pie is going to bake right in the crust in the oven. So for the pie that's going to cook in the oven, it's going to cook almost an hour. We don't want the crust, outer part of the crust, to get too dark. So we've made a foil cover for it. So how to do this, you just take a square piece of foil that's a little bit bigger than your pie crust, and then you fold it corner to corner until you get it down to about that width on the bottom there. And then put it over your pie plate to where that point goes to the middle. And then you cut this piece off, and you cut the outer piece off, and then you unfold it. And then you have a ring that goes around your pie crust. Now, if it's a little too big, all you got to do is grab the corner, fold it over like that, and then it makes it a little smaller. So let's get our crust in our pan. So if you're not going to make your own crust, these rolled crusts that come in the box are the best way to go. They're about the closest thing you can get to making your homemade crust. And you let it, if it's frozen, you let it thaw. If it's been in the fridge, you let it come to room temperature, and then you just unroll it and then press it down into your pie plate like that, and then you can start making your edge go over the side. All right, we'll come around here with a knife. Just kind of cut the big long pieces that hang over the side. There we go. Now save those in case you need any pieces, like right here. We'll put a little piece of that on there and press it in. Like that. So now we'll come through using your 2 fingers and your thumb. Just press the edge of your pie. Kind of roll it over the edge a little bit. And that'll keep the edge of your pie from slumping down into the pie plate when it's cooked. Preheating our oven to 450, and then we're doing our other pie crust as well. Alright, got both of our pie crust put in the pan. So the one that we're pre-baking, we're going to come through with a fork, and we're going to pierce it quite a bit. The whole bottom. So make sure you do your sides as well. What this does is, while your pastry cooks in the oven, it allows the air to escape from underneath the steam, because otherwise your pie crust is going to bubble up and come out of shape. Won't stay in the pan. Some people will use like dry beans, or they make special pie weights to put in here. But that's what it should look like when you're done. All right, our pre-baked pie crust, 450 oven for 12 minutes. Our crust, pre-baked crust is done beautifully golden brown. You can see how it stayed in the pan. Looks really good. So let's get started on these pie fillings. All right, we're going to do our pumpkin pie first, because that's going to cook in the oven for almost an hour. And then while that cooks, that will allow us to do our banana cream pie. So let's get started. We're going to start with 2 eggs. And we want to beat them just a little bit. And then to this, we're going to add some sugar. So we've got a 1/4 cup of white sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. So now we're going to add some flour. Got 1 tablespoon of flour. So now we'll start with our spices. We have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and last but not least, a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. All right, now we're going to combine all these ingredients here until they're well combined. Then now we're going to add 2 cups of cooked pumpkin. Okay, there's our 2 cups of pumpkin. We're going to incorporate that. Now that our pumpkin's incorporated, we're going to slowly incorporate 14 ounces of evaporated milk. Stir it in a little bit at a time. Probably about 3 installments. All right, that's good. Now we're going to put it in our unbaked pie shell. This little 8-inch pie shell is probably not going to take this full bowl. But what we can do is get a couple ramekins, if my friend has some here, and make some like pumpkin pie little individual cups. All right, now we're going to go on with our foil for the outside of the pie. Protect that crust. Just like that. Try to keep it out of the filling if you can. All right, we'll get this in the oven. That's going to bake in the oven for 10 minutes at 450 degrees, and then we're going to turn the oven down. Now, the recipes I'm using today are out of an antique recipe book that I found at one of the antique shops here in Tennessee. It's the Pillsbury Family Cookbook. It's pretty old. The binding's all broken, but it's got some good recipes in it. So here's our recipe for our pumpkin pie, if you want to screenshot that. And then there's the rest of the instructions there. I'm constantly getting complaints about not providing written recipes, but I don't find that it's very hard just to follow along and write stuff down on a pad of paper during the video. So the banana cream pie is going to be out of this book as well. So you always start with a vanilla cream pie recipe, which is right here. And then if you go to the next page, it tells you how to make all of these pies off of that vanilla cream pie recipe. My Betty Crocker book does the same thing. So you can make a pineapple cream, a butterscotch pie, banana cream, which is what we're going to do, chocolate cream or coconut cream pie. Now you can also make a chocolate banana cream, which sounds amazing, but we're just going to do a regular banana cream today. Now you can also make meringue for any of your cream pies. Today we're not going to do that. We're just going to use whipped cream when we serve it. But if you wanted to do meringue, there's your recipe there, and it's using the 3 egg whites left over from the 3 egg yolks from your cream pie recipe. Okay, our 450 time has elapsed, so now we'll press bake. It's already on 350. Just press start, and then for that we're going to go 50 minutes. So while we're waiting at 15 minutes, we can make our banana cream pie. And I'm going to show you a lot easier way to do it. A lot of your cream pie recipes and other things that use eggs want you to temper everything when you start combining things. I will just combine everything in the saucepan in the beginning, with the exception of the butter and the vanilla, and it comes out just fine. There's no need to keep it separated and do all the tempering. I do the same thing with my lemon pie, stuff like that. Comes out perfect every time. So for our cream pie recipe, we go right into the saucepan. 1/4 cup of flour, 1/3 of a cup of sugar. We need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of milk. That's 1, and we'll do 2 more. And then our last ingredient for now is 3 egg yolks. So we're separating our eggs here. Just go back and forth into each half of the shell until all your white is gone. Just like that. And then egg yolks in the mix. Now you can save this for your meringue like we said. So if you're going to do that, don't throw that away. So we're going to mix this up with a whisk real good. Once those eggs are incorporated real well, we're going to put this on medium-low on the stove and cook it. Alright, we got it on the fire. We're using this spatula because we can get into the corners and scrape the bottom really well, because you want to make sure you do that when you stir this, because like gravy or anything else, it's going to get thick on the bottom first. And if you don't keep this stuff stirred up as it's coming up the temp and starting to simmer, it's going to get lumpy on you. So while this is starting to warm up, we'll get our butter and our vanilla together. We've got our 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 2 tablespoons of butter. I just threw it in the same cup because it goes in at the same time. So keep stirring this pretty often until it comes up to a pudding consistency. Alright, in between stirring our custard in the pot, we're going to take our banana. You want to get a banana that's a little more ripe than probably what you would eat. This is about as ripe as we could find in the store. And then you're going to cut little, probably about 1/4 inch rounds, like this. And then you're going to arrange them in the bottom of your pie shell. And then once that cream mixture is done, we pour it right over the top of this, and that's all she wrote. There's no baking or anything like that. So there's what your bananas look like when they're ready to go. Alright, I found a heat-proof spatula, which is my preferred tool for this, because you can scrape the bottom really well with that flat piece. And if you don't stir long enough, you'll see stuff on the bottom of your spatula. That means you're not stirring often enough. You want to keep it stirred to where everything stays the same consistency and you don't have lumps on the bottom. You probably saw that I had a little bit on there, but it mixed right back in. Once you start seeing the hint of steam, you want to turn it down to low and then start mixing pretty vigorously till it gets thick. You can see we're almost there. Alright, now that it's thick, you want to turn the fire off. Dump in your butter and your vanilla and continue to stir till the butter melts and your vanilla is incorporated. We're back to a wire whisk. Get everything incorporated really well. Make sure there's no lumps in your mix. And then we pour it right into our pastry shell, right over our bananas. Banana cream pie is done. That's it, folks. And then just gonna need to cool off. You can put it in the fridge after it comes to room temp, or you don't. Today's Thanksgiving, so we won't have to refrigerate this. And I would venture to say that it's probably going to be gone by the end of the day. Timer has gone off. We need to check our pie. You want to insert a knife about halfway into the center of your pie. And if it comes out clean, which this did not, it's ready. If it comes out like this, you go about another 10 minutes. Let's check our pie again. Pretty clean. I think we're done. Let's see if we can take our foil off here without messing our pie up. Kind of stuck in that one spot. Not too bad. There's the rest of our pie filling that we cooked in just a little baking dish. So anybody that doesn't like crust and just wants to eat pumpkin, that'll be perfect for them. Alright, you can see how the crust did not burn because we had it covered with that foil. So now all you got to do is wait for dessert time. Well, that's it for our Thanksgiving pie making video. Hope you enjoyed it. It's pretty easy. You can see from the video it's not hard at all. Pretty simple. So hope you try making your own pies. You think you'd be really pleased with it. And really love that cookbook. I think I'm going to be checking into that and trying some more recipes out of that because it seems like a pretty nice cookbook. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Come back and see us here at Markelly Farm.
Thanks for watching.